Wow, the 1960s to 1970, that's pretty, because I started out to 1960 at 2 years old. So, I was what, 10 years old at 1970? So, I was born on 6/19/1958. That's June 19/1958 is when I was born. Mother and dad, my dad was born in 1920. He is a WW2 vet, and he started out as a truck driver when I was younger like that. But then he went to he was just a factory rat. He's a burr grinder on gears, for the big rigs. Back when he was alive, before 1976, when he died. He died on April 3rd, 1976. He was going to turn 56 shortly after that. But then my mother, she was born. She was born in 1927. And I guess she was pretty good with the drums. And she said she was really, really good in the drums, and she could play the drums. Because I asked her one time, she started beating the beat on on a bucket, and I'm going, wow, my mother can play the drums, wow. And I heard her play the piano. Man, she's really good in piano. I mean, she'd play a song, and she'd stop, and the neighbors would hear it, and they'd come over and say, "Why'd you stop? Come on, let's hear you play some more." And she'd play at the fair. When the fair came to town, she'd play at the fair. She was really good in the piano, really good. And then she's really good in crocheting, making afghans and stuff like that. She's really great in that stuff. She's great. It's my mother, and she was born in 1927. And she had me, June 1958, and she thought it was special, so she added 2 N's to my name. So my name is D-A-N-N, Dan only, no Daniel, no none of this. And I went through all that shit in school. They say, "Oh, only put 1 N on your name." No, there's movie people in Hollywood that have 2 N's too, so it's not that unusual. So my name is D-A-N-N, and the reason my middle name is J is because they thought I was gonna be a girl, and they were gonna name me after my mother, which is Julianne. Her name was Julia, so they're going to name me after her, Julie. So instead of putting Julie there, they put J there, and that's the reason. That's the reason why I'm Dan J. A lot of people call me Danny J. But this is the 1960 to 1970. So these 70s, at the end of the 70s, video games started coming around. Went around 1974, I think. I think Pong came out in 1974 or 3. 74, I think. But Pong, and I was hooked from that point on. I was hooked before that because they had like arcade games with Pong on it. I saw that, I said, wow. The first video game system I had was the Odyssey, not the Odyssey 2, but the Odyssey. And that was just a light on the screen with screen overlays without any sound. Had no sound. And that system I don't even want. I sold that for like $10, I think. Had big old cords on it and little big controllers, and just the car you put in there. But it's not. That's not a video game. And then they came out with the Atari 2600. Yeah, with interchangeable cartridges. See, like this. Cartridges like that, see? Atari 2600. That was the Master Daddy. And I heard that Steve Jobs, who did the iPhone of Apple, he had something to do with the Atari Pong when it came out. But Steve Jobs was a genius. He was a genius. And that's what I read. I read that he died from a very curable cancer because he decided not to do treatment and do something else, and so he died. So he was a genius, but he's kind of stupid on that point because he could have been saved. But anyway, the iPhone Apple computer, and also he did special effects at Disney. He was the special effects man at Disney, and many other things. He did so many things, man. He's like a Thomas Edison. He's like a Thomas Edison of the you know of today's day. But anyway, that's 1960s, and and then I think that Triangle game came out. I think it's Astrocade or something. No, not Astrocade. Oh, I forget the name of it, but the one with the triangle, you put the triangle on the very top. I think they made, 6 or 8 games for it. Triangle games. I had that. I had like 27, 28 systems and cartridges. But let's see. I'm talking about the 1960s, and this is 1970. Okay, that's 1970. No, that's 1974. Okay, so not much happened in the 1960s. I'll tell you what. It really did happen though. When I was in school, the best achievement I had in the 1960s from kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. That's my elementary years. First thing that happened that was good to me, because like I said, kindergarten, and I flunked, and I got held back in kindergarten again, so that wasn't so good. But then in gym class, we this one time we decided we were going to climb rope, right? The gym teacher said, okay, everybody's climbing rope today, and I'm watching these people. They're struggling. They're like inchworming up the rope, trying to get up. They get halfway and come back down. Some of them went to the top that way, inchworming with their legs and then their arms and their legs and their arms and their legs and their arms, and touch the I-beam. Then their legs and their arm down, legs and their arm down, legs and their arm down, legs and arm down. And they were struggling. Well, damn. Shit, I thought this shit would be easy, because at home I'd be outside playing and climbing, trees and stuff, and I had no problem with my weight, lifting my weight up at all. And I'd be running, I'd be on my bike, and me and my friend lived in back of me. When we'd go to school each day, we figured out, okay, we're gonna jump cement squares, where they section off cement. You got squares, and see how many we can, see how far we can jump them. Like maybe even 2 of them. So we'd be running, jump, and we'd jump a square, and then a square and a half, 2 squares, Okay, so I got running and jumping too. So run long jump, that's run long jump. That'll come into play in the 1970s. Let's see. Yeah, being in the 70s, I guess. But anyway, in gym class, this is, I don't know, fourth grade or so, maybe 5th, I don't know. But I saw all these kids. There's like 15 kids ahead of me. They're all struggling. Boys and girls, both all struggling to get up the rope. They're trying to deal with their body weight to get up that rope. I'm like the 16th person. I'm going, all these kids are having trouble. So what I'm going to do, I'm thinking this. I'm going to hit that rope. I'm going to go hand over hand, down, not even use my legs, and hand over hand down. So that's exactly what I did. The teacher says, okay, your turn. Go over there, hit the rope, hand over hand, down, boom, hit the I-beam, 30, 40 feet up, hand over hand down. And everybody started, there was a circle around the row of all kids, in my class. I started, yay, they're clapping, yay, that was great. I wowed them. They were all wow. They're all, oh wow, because I was the only person that did that. use my just my hand, up and just my hand down. Teacher comes over and said, "Yeah, you're the best out of like 15 schools around here. You're the fastest ever. Like 15 of the grammar school, the grammar or grammar. You want to say grammar or the other word, whatever it is, elementary or grammar school. You're like the best out of 15 schools around here." I'm going, "Wow, really?" And all the kids are going, "Yay!" That was like a highlight in my life. And then I guess this was more in the 70s, but I'm gonna put that in this because this was like in 5th or 6th grade. It's back when the gym teacher would pick the people who goes out to represent their school for different events, for different physical events. And so I was picked. I was picked to go for the running long jump and the 50-yard dash. I won the 50-yard dash. Photo finish. It was 2 of us, and they said, "No, I'm gonna take second anyway, or we're gonna run it over." And we never did. We never ran it over, and I never got my ribbon. So I guess I took second. His foot was here, my foot was here, or like that on the line. His foot was here, my foot was there. It was a photo finish on a 50-yard dash, and I saw it that way too. But anyway, the running long jump, I took it. I took first place. There was no question about that. And I think that was because me and my friend in the back always jumped cement squares, and see how far we can run and jump. And we jumped from cement to cement though. On the running long jump, we went down dirt and into sand, and it was measured by your heel. And then, how far your heel went. So, you couldn't cheat, like step forward like that. So it's always the back, your farthest back heel. So I took it, no question. I took first place in running long jump in the 5th or 6th grade when I represented my school. This one right here is County Fair. That one right there is County Fair in the 70s. I'll tell you about those when I talk about the 70s. This is May 19th, 1970, so that's kind of from 1960 to 1970. It says 10 foot, 10 and a half inches, so about 10 foot 11 inches, almost 11 feet. I jumped almost 11 feet with a running long jump. See, right there. There's my purple first place ribbon. That's 5th or 6th grade, right there. Right there is what it tells you. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's 10 foot, 10 and a half inches. Took first place, and I'll talk about my dogs when I'm after in the 70s, and my graduation in the 70s. Okay, so this is from 1960 to 1970. So that's about it. And I had a couple good friends. One was I had probably 6 or 7 good friends actually in the neighborhood, and they kind of left the neighborhood and then lost track of them. And one friend I met from school. The other friend I had, my 2 closest friends was one I met from school, and then one that lived right behind me. And we always played together, and we always went to school together and stuff like that. So, and that's the one I ran. We were running, jumping cement squares, and that was my best friend. And then he moved away when I got into junior high school. And then the other friend, we met, we kind of liked each other, and we wanted to see who could put who down, right, down the ground. So I was taking judo at the time, so he didn't have no chance. So I took him down, got around his neck like this, took him down to the ground and held him there and said, "Okay, you win." And that's how I became friends with him. And later on in high school, he became the state champion wrestler. And he was all sports freak, baseball, football, and whenever the season was, he was at, and I wasn't really into that. So um, at the end of my elementary school years, I kind of lost track of him, and but when he got in high school, but he kind of cheated in that though, because he was keeping his weight, so he's like the lowest weight you can be, because he's about the same size as me, maybe a little taller. But he would watch his weight, so he'd stay down low, because he knew if he went a weight higher, he'd lose. He had a big chance of losing. So he like, I guess if he'd keep his weight down, not eat and stuff like that, keep his weight down. So he won like flyweight, state champion flyweight. Oh, that's also my brother. My brother was also a wrestler in school, the one that plays guitar and musical instruments, and black belt in judo, black belt in karate, and professional fisherman, professional tie, tire. He ties flies for fishing, and he sells them on eBay. And that guy, he was also he graduated in 1969, but he was also a wrestler in school. I don't know how well he did or not, but he was a jock. He was like a jock, but he's like the smartest person in my family, and a physical person like I am. I'm physical, but anyway, because I took karate. I took karate, same karate he did, Okinawan karate, Wei Ru karate, or Kung Fu karate. I took Kung Fu karate for 2 years, so I know what I'm doing. I know I can defend myself. But today is 8/4/2015.